Welcome back to Charter California Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Our guest, Debbie Peterson, she is the mayor of Grover Beach. And we've spoken before about the Oceano dunes, which are loved by people up and down the state. There's some controversy surrounding them. We know that off-road vehicles use the dunes for recreation, and there's some concern that those vehicles may be picking up dust and sending that dust onto the mesa. That may or may not be causing a health concern. What's your sense of what's going on relating to this contention?
You know, I want to say first and foremost that health concerns are really important to me, and if there's any issue with health concerns, I want to make sure that we throw as much good science at that and as much money at that as we possibly can. And my concern is that we're not doing that.
Right now, what we know is the Air Pollution Control District in San Luis is somewhat at a war with state parks, because state parks is taking the position that the dust that may or may not be coming off the dunes because of the off-road vehicles is fine, whereas the Air Pollution Control District would like to see it stop and is levying fines.
Well, you know, the state parks are not saying it's fine. State parks are actually saying we want to address it, we want to do something about it, we want to study it, and we want to figure out how best to mitigate it.
Right.
So state parks, and we've always had this experience in Grover Beach, they are a willing, concerned, committed partner.
Right.
They want to collaborate.
Right, but it's the Air Pollution Control District that wants action now and is acting very strongly pursuant to your concerns.
They do want action now, and State Parks has installed 22 monitors. They're required to install only 2, so they're working hard on getting the science right. And the truth is that nobody has dunes like these. They're a one-off situation, and so it requires a lot of study to figure out how best to mitigate that wind that's blowing sand onto the mesa.
So what is your hope in the final analysis? And I know you're not alone. I mean, there are a lot of folks that feel as if we need to come to a different resolution than what we have today.
I'm sure that I represent the majority of my constituents. This has been something I've been told for years and years and years. And certainly the folks who border the dunes, who work with the state parks, the vast majority of them are supportive of my view. And my view is that we have some new information now. We have some, there was a phase 2 study, but we have another study by the California Geologic Survey engineer, and they really are the leading geologists in the state. They're part of the Department of Conservation. So they're separate from state parks, but they've analyzed the phase 2 study that the Air Pollution Control District made, and they've determined that not one of the conclusions they've reached regarding the sand blowing on the mesa being caused by vehicles, not one of those conclusions is correct.
Is that a study by a specific individual in the department, or is it department franchised?
It's a state department, separate state department from the APCD, separate state department from state parks, and their senior engineering geologist, Will Harris, has signed it, but he signed it on letterhead. It is the opinion of the California Geologic Survey that their data does not support their conclusions.
Where do we go from here? Assuming that that study questions the study from the APCD, it seems as if we really have a battle royale here.
I think so, and that's new information that, as far as I can tell, has not been considered by the Air Pollution Control District. And they did commit, when they signed into effect this dust rule, that they would review new information. So I think they should review that. It's new.
Are you on the district board?
I am.
Okay.
I'm on the board, yes.
And so can you do something about it?
Well, I can ask that they agendize it.
Right.
The other thing is that I've been researching other state vehicle recreation areas that have an air pollution control district. In most cases, they have higher pollution levels, they have bigger vehicle areas, but they do not levy fines, they do not, or they levy very small fines.
I understand.
They do not require permits, and they do not charge vast sums of money to.
To be continued. She's Debbie Peterson, Mayor of Grover Beach. I'm Brad Pomerance. We're going to send you back to HLN.